Hello everybody, my name is Big Devin. Thank you to my channel, Devin's Mastermind. Okay, so today, y'all, what I want to get into today, I possibly today want to tell y'all about, a little story of me, what I done been through, all the challenges maybe I have faced and how I kind of got past them. So I just want to go ahead and get started with that. So when I was 8 years old, on the third grade, on the third day of school, unfortunately, I don't know what had started going on, and I didn't know that this was going to go on for another whole decade. But whatever, I had started, self-harming myself, like scratching my face or whatever, whatever, just doing all that stuff. And unfortunately, I've been to a lot of mental hospitals. I've been to 4 of them, but I done been to let's say one 3 times, the other one 2 times, the other 2 times, and then one other maybe 1 or 2 times. So just know that, my life in a sense, I may sometimes make it seem like in a sense like I'm okay, but for the most part, life is tough. But I'm glad in the sense that I'm getting through it. I'm glad I have, people that support me as far as in family, friends, X3 people, etc. Sometimes in life, you need sometimes that little puppy or whatever, to help cheer you up, because dogs definitely are the best. I mean, they're the opposite. I mean, the name dog, the opposite is God, because it's G-O-D and D-O-G. So just know in the sense, always hold on to your dog, But another thing is also love, love it, just try your best to love yourself. We all matter in the world, even sometimes the people in the sense that shouldn't. But I just want to say, appreciate y'all, but I just want to let y'all know, as as an autistic adolescent, who's 19 years old, I always try to, even still, if I done been done wrong, I always, in a sense, try to be there for whoever I need to be, no matter if it's friends and everybody that knows me or whatever. They know in a sense that I'm gonna be there for you if you need me, and that I'm gonna try to, I tried to emulate what Brett did, because, I just lost my best friend, Brett Moses or whatever. So that's been hard. I lost him 2-3 months ago. And then it feels like with life, after one curveball, here comes another. But the thing that has helped me the most is, of course, I love football, basketball. Those are like my 2, things that I'm obsessed about. Another thing I like is numbers. So this YouTube channel, this is what I really love doing. So this is what makes me happy. Another good thing is, listening to good music like Neo or Jeezy, or, just, any kind of music that So I really love all kinds of music. It doesn't matter what music. I love old music, because I know I only have eyes for you to buy the flamingos. That's a good song. Watching TV, with your family, friends, going out, with your friends or whatever. In a sense, I always try to do that. I have struggled, with anxiety. A lot of the times, anxiety's been a big part, in my life that has, really challenged me. And then another thing is I have 6, disorders or whatever. So, that ain't easy either. So, sometimes in the sense dealing with all that, but I do try my best, to pray to God, thank him each day for waking me up, like I said. And sometimes it'll be hard, and sometimes you just be needing, in a sense, people to come talk to you. But I know everybody be just they be having their own thing, so they really can't, see when I'm doing or have fun, with me or whatever, or talk to me. But I know life is unfair. I mean, it's fair and it's unfair in ways. But like I said, especially over these last few months, I've really tried to, just try to do the best I can each day, because, life always throws the curveballs or whatever, stuff is challenging. And then, being an autistic kid, so I'm probably a little, some folks probably think I'm a little awkward, but I tried my best not to listen to those naysayers and haters. But just know, in a sense, like I said, when it comes, to anybody, family, friends, I'm always, in a sense, try to be there for whoever needs me. Like I said, I've always, wanted to be, a great person, a great mentor to somebody. I felt that around age 17. I wanted, when Brett was mentoring me. So I always try my best, to be there in a sense. But I'm glad, I'm thankful for a lot of people that have just, I always said, I love you, Devin, you're the best, Devin, or whatever, which I try my best, to sustain myself as a great black man each day, and a human being, and a child of God first and foremost. So either way, that's it, what I wanted to talk about. Just remember, always keep your head up. Always try to do good. Try your best not to get into anything bad. Just be the best version of yourself that you can be. Again, my name is Devin. Thank you for tuning my channel, Devin's Mastermind. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye.